What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you rocking with me. I'm in the office, as you can see, and I was sitting down here to do a little video editing, and I thought, what the heck goes better with editing work than a little bit of Scotch? So I got the last of our PD Scotch samplers, I guess we'll call them, from Flaviar. Still don't know how to pronounce it. This is the Port Askaig, 110 proof. So this is going to be incredibly strong whiskey. We're still going to try it straight and over the rocks, but this is going to be one that I would guess would benefit greatly from a little bit of water and a little bit of ice, just based on the proof. What's really interesting, again, similar to the last one, is how clear and translucent it is, which suggests that these are either uncharred barrels or extremely lightly charred barrels. Interesting. I just noticed a thing on here that said bottled by Alamo Distilling Company, San Antonio, Texas. Now that makes me wonder if that's where Flaviar is based out of. And I mean, this is technically bottled or rebottled into the sample size, which would make sense, I guess. Maybe they just order by the cask and then they pour their samples. That's probably it. But then I suppose there's some possibility that that it's actually imported by the cask and bottled here in the US, perhaps. I don't know. I'd have to do some research on that. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like I said, 110 proof single malt Scotch. According to the flavor card, we're looking for smoke, obviously. Lemon zest is pretty high on there. And then port wine. I want to say that this is double finished, and I think that's what the port is in Port Askaig. I believe it is finished in port casks. They have coal as one of the flavors, which doesn't sound too enticing, but oh yeah, I'm looking at the a picture of the bottle here, and it's Askaig is the distillery. Port Askaig is the variety, I guess. So it almost certainly is port finish. So let's go ahead and crack into this. I have a lot of video editing to do. I've been recording videos for probably 3 weeks now, and I've not edited any of them. And in fact, only 2 videos have gone up. No videos went up this week, and then 2 videos a week for the couple weeks before that. Okay. It smells good, actually. It smells surprisingly not astringent for such a high proof. I don't get lemon zest per se. I would describe it more like a lemongrass. Actually, a little bit of the smoke, a little bit of the peat, but not overpowering on any front. Actually, I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of excited. Well, let's try it straight. Still clear, or practically clear. Boy, it definitely goes down astringent. Excuse me. It probably wouldn't if I didn't hold it in my mouth for so long, but okay, you get a little bit of the peat. I don't know that I would describe it as coal, but I definitely feel that or taste that. I don't want to say dirt, but how else would you describe that? Dirt is not the right word, but it's the word that keeps coming to mind. I guess earthy, kind of an earthy something in there around the edges. That is strong. I mean, obviously, but like it's really strong. Not much change flavor-wise over ice. Probably that will change a little bit as the ice starts to melt. It is a little more mellow. I think it's a little more drinkable. That might be personal preference. As we talked about in past videos, I do like my whiskeys chilled. One thing that I don't know if I would be able to pick it out if I didn't know it was there, though, is mint. I definitely do get a little bit of the mint. I don't know that I don't think I'd be able to identify it as mint if I didn't know that that's sort of what it's supposed to be, but I definitely do get a little bit of that. One thing I will say that I like about it is it's very complex. So there's this initial taste, and then it kind of dances around the palate a little bit in ways that the other two, actually the other three that we tried, don't. That may be from the higher proof as the alcohols evaporate, at different levels, those other flavors maybe come out a little bit more. The less presence, the presence of less water. I don't know how you explain that. The fact that there's less water in it compared to others might be a factor in that. And then of course I'm adding water after the fact. I have to say, over ice, it's really good. And it's really complex in a good way. And this is what I was getting at, is that you really, a lot of times you look at these tasting cards, and I don't have a sophisticated palate. You guys probably see I'm always scratching my nose. My sinuses are garbage. My sense of smell is garbage. So by extension, my taste palette is relatively muted compared to a lot of people. So I'm not always able to get all of those flavors, those tasting notes when I'm drinking Scotch, and or anything else for that matter. But I have to say, I am getting a lot more of them with this one than maybe I do with others. Yeah. That's a fun drink. I don't know what else to say about it other than to say that it's fun. It's such a cavalcade. I don't know, I hate to sound like a Scotch snob because I'm really not, but it really is a cascade of tastes and textures on your palate, because you have the astringency, you have an oiliness after a while, a smoothness after a while, and then the burn, in the back of your throat. So it really is kind of this complex dance on your palate, and that's, for me, I can't even imagine how much more robust it would be for somebody with a more developed palate or a more fine taste, sense of taste, I should say. But I'm very pleased with this one. I put it off for last because, to be honest, I didn't expect to like it. I guess I went ABC in the end, but I wasn't intending to go ABC with the Scotches. I kind of went in the order that I thought I would like them. But this might be my favorite of the three samples, and definitely my favorite over the that bourbon that we had. Wow. Well, I'm going to save some of that to drink while I'm editing here. Highly recommended. I'm surprised, honestly. Port Askaig, 110 proof. I don't know anything about the cost, but there's a little bit. There's like a little couple drops left in that vial. We're going to dump those into our glass. I recommend this one a lot. Port Askaig, 110 proof, single malt Scotch, really tasty, really strong. Definitely would put it over ice. Or with a splash of water if you don't want to go that cold. But that is a really interesting Scotch, a really interesting whiskey. It would not be my daily drinker. I will say this. It would not be my daily drinker. It's got almost too much going on, if that makes sense. And so, for at least for me on a daily drinker, I want something familiar, something simple. I kind of want one or two kind of tasting notes and maybe just one or two textures to experience. I don't want something complicated on sort of my go-to. I'm just going to have a glass. This is something I'm going to sit down and really want to kind of think about, I guess. So wouldn't be a daily drinker, but would absolutely be one that I would put in my cabinet. I would definitely have it on my shelf in my rotation. One I would absolutely bring out for guests Whenever the day comes around that we can have parties again, this would be one that I would absolutely want to share with a group of friends. So Port Askaig 110 proof, you get 2 thumbs up from me. I guess that's now my official rating system. If you guys had this one, let me know what you think. Appreciate you. I don't think I have any more tasting videos coming until the next until my next tasting box, unless I come across something brand new. I'll continue to share that with you, because I really do enjoy doing these little videos. And I'll tell you what, if you have suggestions for me, put them down in the comments. I would love to try new things based on the recommendations of others. And tell me what you like, why you like it. Give your little pitch, so to speak, your description as far as what you get from it, and maybe we'll be able to check it out and we'll give it a try. Appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, share, click the bell icon, etc., etc. I'll see you next time.